Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Beeping Ballers. In today's episode, we're going to talk about Korea's thrilling win in the penalty shootout against Saudi Arabia in the round of 16 at the Asian Cup. There's a lot to talk about. It was a crazy game, but our boys got it done in the end, so let's jump right into it. So, first point, new formation brought out by Jurgen Klinsmann, three at the back. Honestly, I don't think anyone expected Jurgen Klinsmann to bring this trick from, out from the back of his pocket. A lot of people were debating between the 4-4-2 that Klinsmann preferred in the group stages versus the 4-3-3 that I personally vouched for. Add an extra midfielder in, get more control of the game. But he didn't choose either. He brought out this 3-4-2-1. It was Cho Yeon-woo in net, Chung Seung-yeon, Kim Min-jae, and Kim Myung-won as three center backs, Kim Tae-wan and Seo Ryung-woo as the wing backs, Lee Jae-sung and Hwang In-bum as the two central midfielders, Lee Gang-in and Chung Woo-young as the right and left attacking midfielders, and Sunny up top. I think there's a few reasons why Klinsmann brought out this formation. Firstly, defensive stability was a big problem for us in the group stages. I think we conceded 6 goals, which really is unacceptable considering the fact that we're a lot better than the teams we faced in the group stages. You shouldn't be conceding an average of 2 goals a game against the likes of Bahrain, Malaysia, and Jordan. And I know that Klinsmann's a smart man when it comes to how the media perceive him. I know that he knew this, and I think he brought in the extra center back to bring more defensive stability and help us concede less goals. And also, there definitely was a tactical side of this. Ever since Roberto Mancini became the manager of Saudi Arabia, he prefers this 3-5-2 setup with the two strikers. Al Dasari definitely playing a little deeper of the two, but no doubt it's a two-striker system. And then Roberto Mancini's style of play is he likes to push his wingbacks, his wide wingbacks, aggressively forward when Saudi Arabia attack. So my guess is, firstly, having three center backs to cover Saudi Arabia's two strikers is much easier than just two center backs covering them. And then secondly, this formation allows Kim Tae-wan and Seo Ryung-woo to more easily man mark the wingbacks that are going to push high when Saudi Arabia hit us on the attack. It worked for sure. Like I said, we didn't concede a goal going into the half, which is a big win for us. And then also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but it was basically a Saudi Arabia home crowd today at Education City Stadium. For sure, Saudi Arabia is a lot closer to Qatar than South Korea is, and they outnumbered us quite significantly. So this 3-4-2-1, it's a very pragmatic setup, but it helped quiet the crowd, neutralize, any sort of excitement and buzz that was around the stadium whenever Saudi Arabia went forward. I do think that Klinsmann's tactics helped us in that regard. At the same time, I didn't think that it helped us going forward. Another big problem, in addition to our defensive liabilities, was the fact that we weren't creating much chances from open play. It was quite obvious to me that we wanted to sit back. We were happy to concede possession to Saudi Arabia, and instead we wanted to win the ball and then hit them on the counter. The problem is, whenever we did win the ball, we didn't have any organization or set patterns of play to really be a threat on the counter. Like that first half, honestly, the game up until about the 80th minute was really frustrating to watch because, again, all our players, we have a lot of talent. It's not because we have a lack of talent. There's just no instruction on the field. So everyone's running like headless chickens, not knowing the best position or the position where they have to be in order to maximize the efficiency of using the spaces on the pitch. So I get the idea. Sit back, be defensively stable, and hit Saudi Arabia, who play a high line. They play a high defensive line, hit them on the counter with speedy guys like Sunny, Chung Woo-young, and then the wingbacks Seo Ryung-woo and Kim Tae-wan. And you think you would have enough creativity with Lee Gang-in, Hwang In-bum, and Lee Jae-sung in the midfield. but it just was very, very difficult because we didn't have any structure going forward, no organization. Everyone is going to have their own opinion on this in terms of the formation that Klinsmann brought out. For me, I think we over-respected Saudi Arabia. Yes, they're a good team. They're managed by a world-class manager in Roberto Mancini. We have to give them some level of respect. I don't disagree with that. But in an Asian Cup, we should be one of the favorites to win this tournament. We have so much talent. We shouldn't be reacting to the other team's game plan. They should be reacting to us. That's my football philosophy. I want to proactively um, approach games where we're controlling games and we're forcing the other team to react to how we play and not the other way around. Everyone has their preferred style of football, their preferred football philosophy. That's just mine. Some people may agree with Jurgen Klinsmann's decision. I can see where he came from, but I just don't think that it was the right. I don't. I didn't like how he played in the first 80 minutes of the game. Okay, that was point number one. Point number two, the substitutes really saved the game. We brought on Hwang Hee-chan, Park Kyung-woo, and Cho Gu-sung when we went down a goal, and that really sparked our play going forward. So we basically switched when I think about what was it, the 60th, 70th minute when we made the changes. Yeah, we made the changes. Hwang Hee-chan came in the 54th minute, and then Cho Gu-sung and Park Kyung-woo came in the 64th minute. So really, in this about the 64th minute, that's when the big tactical change came, and we switched to this back four. So it was Seo Ryung-woo as the left back, Kim Tae-won as the right back. We took off Chung Seung-yeon, and then it was just Kim Young-won and Kim Min-jae as the center backs. Park Kyung-woo was the holding deep lying midfielder. And then these guys, I put these guys in their position that I saw them the most, but they were switching all throughout the latter half of the game. They were just switching positions, getting really creative, being flexible, and I loved seeing that. But Sunny was definitely occupied the right flank a lot. Hee-chan on the left. Lee Gang-in was all over the pitch. I'm going to talk about his positioning specifically later on. And Inbon was definitely the box-to-box that we love to see from him. And Cho Gyu-sung finally we were able to maximize his strengths because he rarely left the box. He was rooted in the box, and he was able to be a really big physical presence for us. Firstly, to talk about Hwang Hee-chan, we need him. His directness, his aggressiveness on the press. I like to describe it as controlled chaos. You know, when he has the ball, when he's running at defenders, he's drawing at least 2, 3 defenders on him, and he honestly has the strength and the speed to sometimes get past those 2 or 3 defenders, or just pass it back to whether it's Lee Gang-in, Inbom, and then they're gonna find the open space that's left because those 2 or 3 defenders are forced to cover him. He needs to start against Australia. I thought he was a big game changer for us, and that's when you started to see the momentum shift in our favor. And Cho Gu-sung, what a perfect substitution from Klinsmann. You guys know I'm very rarely praising Jurgen Klinsmann, but he finally used Cho Gu-sung the right way this game. Applause to him. And I honestly think he took a page out of Bentu's playbook. What happened was Lee Gang-in, who played a lot on the right in the first half, occupied a lot of this left flank, and Kim Tae-won pushed up super high all in the last 10-15 minutes of the regular time, and they were just whipping in balls to Cho Gu-sung. So this was the first image that I wanted to show you guys. Kim Tae-won, like I said, occupying wide right flank, and then look at where Cho Gu-sung is. Right where we want him to be. He's running into the box, drawing 2, 3 defenders, and he's either going to head the ball in, or he's going to create space for guys like Sunny, Hwang Hee-chan, and I think this is Inbom, and later on it was Hong Young-suk to run in the box to attack. So his presence in the box is very, very important. And this is very, very similar to what we saw in Qatar when Bentu was when Bentu was our manager. Lee Gang-in not on the right but on the left. His crosses into the box, the quality, the speed. It's just perfect for the likes of Cho Gyu-sung to attack. He gets in deep here, deep on the left flank, crosses it to Cho Gyu-sung, and Cho Gyu-sung gets a head on it. Unfortunately, this one hits the crossbar, but this is exactly what we want to see from Cho Gyu-sung. In the group stages, he honestly thought he played more like Harry Kane when he used to play for Tottenham. He dropped deep. He was trying to be the link between the midfielders, the defense, and the wingers. He's not that player. He's not that guy. He's not great with his feet. He never had the best touch. He was always awkward with the ball. Like, yes, he's improving playing in the Danish league in that regard, but he's never the guy that you want to be like Harry Kane. And I think this is obviously half due to Cho Gyu-sung's frustration because he's not getting enough service in the box, and half due to Klinsmann's lack of instruction for Cho Gyu-sung. But yes, he was played out of position in the group stage matches, and once he finally got the right instructions, or I don't know whether it was from the bench or he just proactively did it himself, we were finally able to see, aerially the dominance in the box, his confidence in terms of his heading. Just really great to see. Kudos to Klinsmann for making that substitution, and it helped us honestly tie the match and force it into extra time. Third point, additional shoutouts. We had a lot of good players in this game, but I thought the fullbacks / wingbacks were excellent this game. So Ryung-woo and Kim Tae-won. They were asked to be the creative outlet in this. So when we started the game, what basically happened was these center backs, Kim Min-jae is going to stay in the middle. Chung Sung-yeon and Kim Young-won are going to push out wide, and So Ryung-woo and Kim Tae-won were asked to push up high, quite a bit. Lee Jae-sung and In-beom obviously dropping back to help build up from the back, and then Chung Woo-young and Lee Gang-in played a little more inverted, that was the build-up structure. So basically, Cho Eun-woo passes to Kim Min-jae, he passes to one of Kim Young-won and Chung Sung-yeon, and Chung Sung-yeon would either pass centrally to In-beom or out wide to Kim Tae-won, who would then pass to Lee Gang-in, and Lee Gang-in tries to send a through ball to Sunny, or he whips it to the other side to So Ryung-woo. But that was the build-up structure. They were asked to be the creative outlets out wide. But then, like I said, guys, they were also responsible for tracking back and marking these aggressive Saudi wingbacks as well. They did this for the whole 120 minutes. So Ryung-woo in that, especially in extra time, he was creating so much chances. He actually almost got a goal himself. I don't know if you guys remember. He was like around this position. I think it was Kim Tae-won who crossed it to him. It might have been Sunny. And So Ryung-woo almost headed it in. The Saudi Arabia goalkeeper made a great save. But they were getting into, both So Ryung-woo and Kim Tae-won were getting into dangerous positions out wide and sending in crosses for Cho Gyu-sung, Hwang Hee-chan, Sunny, In-beom, everyone to attack. They were amazing today. They deserve a lot of applause. And especially So Ryung-woo, who was getting quite a bit of criticism from Korean media. It's his first major tournament. He played in the Olympics for Kim Ak-bum, but this is his first A-team tournament. I thought he was excellent. He's growing into the tournament, and he had some links with West Ham, a move to West Ham. I think that's still a big jump for him, but it shows the talent that he has and the potential that he has, and just a great fullback. He can play on both the left and the right, and I think he's going to be a very important player for us for years to come. And then, guys, how good was Cho Eun-woo? I talked a lot about the tactics. Cho Gyu-sung, Hwang Hee-chan, So Ryung-woo, Kim Tae-won all being excellent for us. But at the end of the day, Cho Eun-woo got us through to the quarterfinals. He made a couple of really important saves, especially the one at the very end of extra time when Saudi Arabia hit us on the counter. And he made sure to just save it and then push it out wide. I think it was on the left side. But in the penalty shootout, 2 crucial penalty kicks that he saved. That's a big confidence boost, not for him, but for the whole team. Remember, guys, we came into the tournament with Kim Seung-gyu as our number 1. Yes, we had experience with Cho Eun-woo as our number 1 in major tournaments before, especially the 2018 World Cup. but it's honestly more of a mental shift than you think, changing the number one goalkeeper in the middle of the tournament. In terms of communication when you're building out from the back, just a level of confidence, positioning where you have to be with the goalkeeper and the center backs. He's fit in seamlessly. I thought he was actually great building out from the back today as well. And then again, those two crucial saves in the penalty shootout to help us make it to the quarterfinals. He, in my opinion, is one of the MVPs of this match, maybe the MVP, and he did it again. He saved us against Germany in 2018 in Russia, and he saved us in Qatar in 2024. So I'm excited to see him in net for us going forward, and I think we really are lucky that we have two starting caliber goalkeepers in our KNT setup. And finally, to wrap up the end of this video, looking ahead to Australia, I believe we play them in about 3 days' time. Australia kind of worries me. They're a weird team. They're physically strong and they're super compact defensively, but they're awkward going forward and they're inconsistent at creating chances. They're not a technical team. They're just super, I don't know what the right word is, stingy, very physical. They're just tough to play against. And the fact is, they have 2 extra days of rest against us, and they only played 90 minutes against Indonesia because they beat Indonesia 4-0 in the round of 16 to make it to the quarterfinals. They're definitely going to be fresher than us. They're on good form. For me, I know that Klinsmann brought this 3-4-2-1 against Saudi Arabia. I think we got to go back to the 4 at the back. My personal preference is, yes, keep this back 4. Park Young-woo as the CDM. I like it. Lee Gang-in on the right. Hwang Hee-chan on the left. He should be good to start. There will be a temptation. This is what I'm worried about. There will be a temptation to start Cho Gyu-sung because of his goal. I don't think Klinsmann should be doing that. We need to keep Son up top. Cho Gyu-sung, for me, is the perfect super sub. The 60th, 70th minute, you need a goal. You bring him in when he's fresh. He's excellent at pressing, and again, he can score those headers. But against Australia, whose center backs are really imposing physically and tall as well, I don't think he'll be that effective. I think you'd rather have the speed of Sonny running in behind and add the extra midfielder. I think that's going to be Lee Jae-sung, although he did look really tired this game. Whoever it is, just add the third midfielder and really control the midfield and help us control the game. I think that's going to be a much better setup against Australia. Let's see what Klinsmann brings out. He's full of surprises. Again, I still think he's quite incompetent, but he made the right substitutions to take us to the quarterfinals. So we got to give him another chance. I feel like I again rambled on quite a bit. There's a lot to talk about, but I'm excited that we've made it to the quarterfinals. We're against a tough opponent in Australia, but honestly, if we beat Australia, the rest of the tournament bracket looks good. So I'm cautiously optimistic. Let me know what you guys thought of the game in the comments below. Thank you again for watching the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.